Okay, let's go. Welcome, boys. My seat's not adjusted properly. One sec. That's better. Ugh. I don't know if I'm going to trade today. Well, I mean, I'm trading, but there's not a whole lot to do right here, just because we have had such a large overnight expansion. I'm confident these lows are getting targeted. And honestly, long term, I'm kind of looking for this, but that'll be later in the month. That'll probably be next month, if anything. I'm looking for this area to potentially be a draw, but like I say, I wouldn't expect that for like a couple of weeks at least. Right, to be honest, I'm expecting us to maybe take this low, or these lows, kind of knock around in here for a little bit, and eventually make our way down here, like by the end of the month. My current expectations. But we'll see. I'll get rid of that stuff for now, because that's just not apparent in today's price action. But like Tuesdays, we've had bank holiday yesterday, so today really isn't a day that you'd want to trade if you were being cautious, which is why I likely won't. I want to trade Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, ideally these days, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to trade Friday. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to stream or trade. I might be otherwise occupied on Friday, but Wednesday and Thursday, absolutely. Hopefully we don't take these lows, which, I mean, I don't know. They're about 40 points away, so 25 points away from the low of the day already, so I feel like we probably might hit them. But we can hope. We can hope for some sort of consolidation, overnight retracement into this area, and then expand into that. And that'll be kind of my move for the week, really, on Wednesday or Thursday, hopefully. Not financial advice, of course. Where's the 8:30 open? There. Oh, my phone's in a weird place. That'll do. Anyway, I hope you all had a good weekend, especially you Americans with your extra long weekend. It's always boring for me as someone who lives in the UK if there's a US bank holiday. We had a bank holiday last week, and then you Americans have had theirs this week, which is always a pain in my ass because it's like a normal Monday, but except I just can't trade. Right, I need this drawing thing to be like up here. It's annoying me how it's popping up down there. Yeah, this is a very... There's some nice smooth highs up there. This is a very difficult sort of day. If I am going to short this, I need it to get at least above here, because this is pre-market liquidity up here. So that's like a minimum. And it's, how unlikely is that? I would say, potentially unlikely. It's also overlaps with this kind of, this level here, which can be like an order block. Yeah. That'd be what I would look for. Have to trade DAX, yeah, good point. I don't think I've ever even looked at, ever even looked at the DAX at all. which is probably weird considering I'm a European trader. I don't think I've ever even pulled the DAX up. Because I used to trade, what did I used to trade? I used to trade the Dow, like years ago. That was probably the first sort of, and it wasn't like the futures, that was like the Forex CFD Dow, where it was just called like the US 30. Because some random dude on YouTube told me that it moves really nicely, so I just believed him. If I search, like, because they have the DAX futures, I'm guessing. Do I have the data for it? Oh god, no I don't. Also, welcome, Mr. Journey. We have 10 AM high impact news as well today, by the way. So remember that. Boom, boom, boom. Do you know what I want to do? I want to change my titles based off of what I'm, like, what sort of day it is, really. Because, like, today, I'm streaming, but it's not a good day. So, can I go on to view my channel? Can I change the name of this live stream right now? Shut up. I probably have to do it in OBS, don't I? Select stream. Nope. Ah, never mind. I don't know how to do it while the stream's on. This is gonna be a pretty chill stream though today. Nothing exciting probably. Probably just me sitting here and just being like, so guys, price is moving. Anyone taking a trade? Because I'm not. But yeah, I know for a fact you've taken a trade, Journey. I don't want to hear about Journey's trades. Because I don't want to know. I don't want to know how many times you've tried to. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming you'll have tried to short pre-market. So actually do tell me your trades, because hopefully you made money. What's NAS looked like overnight? Same sort of thing, obviously. Oh, Nasdaq's really close to the same daily lows. That makes sense because it didn't get up as high. No, like, real messy movement around those two imbalances on Nasdaq. Very messy delivery compared to ES. ES was really clean using these fair value gaps here in this range. And then big SMT at the highs. I'm mute today? Okay. I mean, we have all these lows down here. That's the lows from a while ago, start of August. Yeah, I don't really like this. This is a high probability draw. Beyond that, I'm not sure. I have to see how we react when we get to these lows. If we get to these daily lows and then like displace through them and go lower, then I would look for that low that I mentioned earlier. I'd look for that low, and I'd look for this daily fair value gap just below it, which is a nice draw. If we displace below this low, then that would be like high probability next target. If we turn and go higher, then Like, there's nothing to say that this is the top. Could easily just go straight back up to all-time highs. We also have NFP on Thursday. Pretty hard to have a bias in a week with FNP. I can't speak today. NFP at the end of it. Opening up in a minute. We're going to have a very large opening range gap as well, obviously, that's normal for post-bank holiday. Where's my bottle of water gone? Here it is. Oh, it's basically empty. Boom, 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 boom. I also did a video on order blocks the other day, which I posted yesterday, which I actually thought was, as far as Kai Capital productions go, I thought it was a pretty good video, so feel free to check that out. I basically just walk through everything that I know and pay attention to regarding order blocks in just under 5 minutes. So you can't say that your attention span is the reason that you're not watching it. And I specifically tried to do it in under 5 minutes because when I have a video idea, I'll go onto YouTube and search that idea just to give me an idea as like for brainstorming thumbnail ideas, titles, no actual like content. I won't click on any of the videos. I'll just use the thumbnails and titles for inspiration. And I saw one title that said, and it was from a guy I used to watch as well, called The Moving Average. It was from him, who he was like probably the first YouTuber I ever watched for trading. And I actually joined his paid group as well. Like, how many of it? How like 2-3 years? Must have been 3 years ago that. But he had a video on order blocks, and it was something like teaching you order blocks in 6 minutes. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it in 5. Trump and S America military from Fox News via Don P. Huh? What? I know that Trump's speaking later today, which is just another bummer on this session. Did Mr. Don P put something in the Discord, or is he just messaged? I need to close that actually. I've got way too many tabs open. It's probably messing with the stream. Took the short to the 4 hour, minus 2.0. Nice, Mr. Don P. I've been shorting since like 8. Yeah, very well done. There's literally been no opportunity for me in this, unless I were getting like very early down here, but it's very difficult to get a 2022 in this. And I don't really trade pre-markets unless there's I don't trade before like 8 o'clock unless there's, or sorry, 8:30, unless there's medium or high impact news at 8:30. Then that prompts me to have a peek, and I'll only trade that if it's really clean, like I did on Thursday last week. Yeah, Thursday last week. That's a pretty big opening range gap. Pretty big. So today's a day where you wouldn't really anticipate much of a move into that opening range gap because it's so large. Just move more in the direction that it's gapped in. Oh yeah, never mind. I'm taking back when I said well done, Mr. Don P. You should be ashamed of yourself. Is that first presented? No. Do 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 do. I am gonna take this on paper, this fair value gap here, just because it is like a displacement sort of, you know. But I don't really feel confident enough in it to take it on anything meaningful. But when in doubt, paper trade. Even though it doesn't let you paper trade, you know? It's always nice. There we go. Oh, you know what? Forget it. Forget it, paper trading. I don't even want the... You know the conversation we had in the Discord, like last week, Don P? About how terrible trading view is for paper trading? Yeah. I hope you're sat there like I told you. I hate to say I told you so. Yeah, not worth it at all. It's more frustrating trying to enter on paper trading than it is like the frustration you get where, you know, like if you're like, oh, I want to be part of the move. The frustration you get if you're not part of a move is not as much, it's not worth doing on paper trading because you end up frustrating yourself even more because you just don't even, and it doesn't even let you get in on the move. Let's see how far this comes back up now, yeah. Yeah, paper trading was probably saving my ass there, actually. It was doing it on purpose. I'm going to spend most of this day today, I think, like, just trying to figure out what sort of draw I will look at later in the week. Just because, like, if these lows get swept today, what would I look for? I can't really judge it, though, because I need to see how it's going to react to those lows, if it looks to be reversing or if it looks to be running them and moving down lower. There's no real, like, obvious draw to the upside, to be honest. Seasonally, we do drop in September, but normally in the second half of September. There's actually normally a rally in the early parts of September. So that's kind of why I anticipate such a far away draw down here, is because it makes sense to draw down to here because it's the discount in this range from this low to like the high. It's bang on equilibrium and a sell side liquidity pool right above a imbalance makes it a nice draw, and then that combined with seasonal tendencies, chef's kiss. Well, that's first presented on ES. So let's mark that. That is actually first presented of the week this week, by the way. Not whatever one was yesterday, because yesterday was a bank holiday. So if you go on regular trading hours, yesterday doesn't exist on regular trading hours because it was a bank holiday. So this is the first regular trading hours fair value gap of the week. Therefore, it's the first presented of the week, even though it's Tuesday. I kept trying to short and then saw a 4-hour low sweep and decent bounce, so longed. My white sound wick model had a long setup, but not ideal. Yeah, definitely not ideal today. I wouldn't say anything's ideal. Oh, that, if this is the 4-hour low sweep you saw, then that makes complete sense. Or if you might have meant this one, actually. Oh, God, I don't know. This one, maybe? There's so many 4-hour lows. I'm assuming this one. But, I mean, it just swept that one, so that makes sense why we would displace up now, to be fair. At least on NQ. Kind of makes me want to long NQ, to be honest, but yeah. There's no discount fair value gap in that run up, so I probably wouldn't, to be honest. I'd probably leave it. Just because that'd be such a aggressive long with the overnight conditions that I just wouldn't feel comfortable longing that unless it was like a real A+ setup, which it isn't. Because ES also hasn't got down to its equal lows, which would be the ideal target. Let's see if ES breaks below first presented. Is that Nasdaq's first presented? Yeah, it is. Big boys are back from some elevate. Yeah, it would. So it would seem. So it would seem. I don't know what's wrong with my eyes recently, but looking at these screens just hurts my eyes. You know what? I'm gonna move this. I think that's probably a big cause of it, is having my my lighting so low down. It probably hurts my eyes. I do normally have it higher, which makes sense why my eyes were hurting. Okay, so we respected that pretty nicely. Remember, we have 10 AM news still. I'm going to wait until 10 AM news, at least. And if I take anything today, it's going to be half risk. Which should be $250 risk for this account. There's no point in me going full risk on a day where I'm not feeling it. Unless ES somehow gets above the pre-market liquidity and then like starts going lower, then I'd potentially up the risk, because that's the only setup I'd consider like A+ today, is if we can get ES shorts down to the daily equal lows. But I'd want to see it sweep that pre-market liquidity up here, which is a long way away. What's up, Mario? Welcome to the stream. Do-do-do. The stream of the most boring day of the week, except from yesterday. What even happened yesterday? What happened? I'm surprised you didn't trade yesterday, Dompe. You normally love a bank holiday trade. Oh yeah, we dipped into like... We actually had pretty clean movement. We dipped into like some 15-minute... I remember giving it a glance. Why is my nose itching so much? I remember giving it a glance and there was like a 15-minute imbalance in here, which this like dropped into really nicely and then displaced away from, but there was no setup in here. There was no clean, unless you're like a inversion trader, I guess, then you could have traded like some sort of inversion in here, but even then. And then it, just tapered off. Oh yeah, it closed there, so that was literally the move of the day, was drop and then rally for the night the next couple hours, 2-3 hours. Oh, you did. Of course you did. And was green. Yeah, you do love that. I feel like you're probably one of only. Well, I don't know how many traders do like trading bank holidays. Because personally, I've just always avoided them. I just don't ever really like see anything clean. Even when I avoid them, but obviously, as a obsessed chart person, I always look back and see what happened, and I don't think I've ever seen, or at least very rarely seen, anything clean as to regards of how I enter my trades. I just caught the 829 inversion short. Nice. 829. I'm looking on ES. I need to stop doing this. I'm assuming you mean this one here. Oh, NQ's going. It do be going. I like this up here for NQ as well. These equal highs up here now. If NQ... Oh, 929. That one? I'm assuming you mean that one there. If you do, that's clean. I'm less consistent at spotting inversions. Obviously, just because I'm not cool enough to use inversions. Do you know what I do want? I want some sort of thing that can block out this daylight coming in. Like, oh, I'm such a gremlin. I need some like sort of blackout blind or something I can pull across, because that one's just terrible. It just lets like all the daylight in. I'm kind of looking around my room for something. Put a massive towel across my my windowsill. Only on days where it's like really sunny outside. Today it's surprisingly sunny outside. Yeah, looks like ES wants to continue lower. Or just wants to be a total mess. 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes until high impact news. What news is it? I forgot. It is ISM manufacturing PMI. What can I put on that windowsill? Should I just line my books up? I might line my books across it. Oh, you know what? That could actually work. Let's see if this works. Trying to improve lighting. Kind of. Okay, you know what? Kind of actually worked. Kind of. Worked well enough for it to be to be done. I just need more books. NQ's moving much nicer to the upside here. Which you actually think wouldn't be the case, considering ES was the one that couldn't get as low as NQ did. ES went higher. Like, higher time frame. ES reached above this high. NQ didn't. So you'd think that ES would be the one that's more in a hurry to go back up. To be honest, all this stuff, like, I don't really want to long this just because of the conditions, but I'm happy to see it go up because it means that hopefully I can short it going into tomorrow / Thursday. 10 AM news in 10 minutes. Well, 9 minutes, basically. And I need to lower my headphone volume. AirPods. Oh, there we go, that's better. Now I can actually hear myself think. Not even tempted to use your Apex Gambler right now? You see, that's funny, Don P, because if you weren't tempted, then you wouldn't even type it in the chat. I feel like that's you're tricking your brain by saying I'm not tempted. I'm not tempted at all. Ah, Mr. Geordie. Welcome, Mr. Geordie. It's always a good day when Mr. Geordie's in the streams. Oh, I meant to go to NQ then. Where's NQ's pre-market? Or like smooth area? It doesn't really have as much as a smoothness, but it does have a smoothness there. I'm in your head, Mr. Wiz. Let me just write this on the screen. So so one, I don't forget, and two, no one else forgets. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I wish I could make it bigger than 40. I want it to make it like, I want it to be like on the majority of the screen. I can't even do the, like, I can't even, like, do the thing where I make it, like, really big. By, dragging it. Damn, this is my model and I'm missing it. No, you're not, Jordy, because there's 10 AM news in 7 minutes. Because this is technically a 2022 as well, especially on NQ. On NQ, this whatever discount array in here is like A+ 2022. This 5 minute. that 2 minute and the first presented. All of that is A+, 2022. But considering that it's right before 10 AM news and it's along after we've spent all overnight going down, and it's on the worst, possibly the most difficult day of the week, considering bank holiday was yesterday. Yeah, not a trade that you would jump to take, in my opinion. I wouldn't mind one, Geordie, if it wants to offer me one. But I think no matter what trade I take, it'll be reduced risk. Because I don't consider this day ideal. Also, I did really like the shorts. Now I'm not so sure, just because NQ... The target I would look for on ES to short towards on the daily, NQ has hit it and reacted really strongly. So those daily lows, well, you can see them on the hourly, but let's go daily. These two daily lows down here on ES, NQ has already swept them and reacting quite strongly. So unsure now whether ES wants to get down there. I feel like it makes sense for it still to, because they're equal lows, but I'm not willing to put money on that just yet. Four minutes. Where on the 15-minute looks ideal? From this range here to there. That would be a discount for value gap right there, see? Oh, premium, sorry, not discount. That's a premium. So that's a potential short. Location. Here or here, the buy side or this fair value gap here, either is fine. Happily short either of those towards low of day and daily equal lows. Okay, let's have a look at ES here. I want to see what this 10 AM news provides us. There's no real swing low in there, is the issue. I think it probably might manipulate up to the buy side and then we'll get the short, maybe. Ugh. We've had a very consistent turnout to this stream today, though. I was expecting this one to be, like, very small, to be honest, just because it's, like, what I would consider not a good day. So I was expecting the stream to be quiet, but all the boys have showed up. Which I appreciate, of course. Let me wipe my glasses quickly before this news hits. Not on a bank holiday journey. Bank holiday move flips it. It was taught by ICT in a Twitter space. If we have a heavy news driver at the latter portion of the week, like NFP, FOMC, CPI, then yeah, the early parts of the week are the ideal times to trade, unless there's a bank holiday early in the week. Then it flips it. It's a very, very unique case. But I've seen so many people on Twitter say, like ICT traders, who have said, like, oh, NFP week, we want to trade early in the week. So Monday don't trade because it's a bank holiday, but Tuesday will be the best day of the week. No. Not saying that it won't be the best day of the week, but if you're trading ICT like logic, then you are like, well, you're wrong, because that's not what ICT teaches. ICT teaches that unless there's a bank holiday. Bank holiday early in the week, like this week we had Monday, then you want to look to trade in the latter portion of the week. Obviously, like, still treat NFP with its respect. You don't want to be trading like right as NFP hits, but you want to be trading Wednesday, Thursday, and obviously Friday, but post NFP. It's from a Twitter space called Trading Taboo Days that he did maybe a year or two ago, probably a year ago. I'd recommend that Twitter space. Probably still a lot of waffle in there, as ICT Twitter spaces are, but some good stuff in there too. No, it doesn't, Journey. It's not really like about one trumping the other. It's just saying like, right, what's this week and how should we approach it? And if there's a bank holiday, because if the bank holiday was on like Thursday, then yeah, you'd absolutely look to trade early in the week. It's just like assessing the lay of the land, I guess you could say, like mapping out the week and being like, well, on Tuesday there's potentially going to be a lot of potholes in that road, so probably slow down on that Tuesday. Whereas on that Thursday, there's likely to be a bit smoother. The roads are likely to be a bit smoother, so you can potentially speed up a little bit. That's a pretty weird analogy, isn't it? I'll find the, I'm going to find the Twitter space for you now, Journey. ICT Twitter space. Oh, I just deleted everything. Oh, it popped straight up, as if. I think my laptop heard me. I believe it's in this Twitter space. Let me share this in the Discord. It's only an hour long, so literally you can just put it on when you're in the car or when you're going for a walk or something. How can I Control C? Oh no, I'm not saying I wasn't saying you were doubting me, Journey. I was just Oh. I was just explaining like my thought process. You are a better scholar at Uni of ICT than I am. I'm probably just more autistic than you, Journey. That's no, there's no compliment there. I'm simply more autistic. Keyboard bombing. Yeah, apologies for the keyboard ASMR. Oh, Cooper. Oh, Cooper. It is good to see you, Mr. Cooper. Smash me like that keyboard. We still need to do the I will do that at some point this month probably. The not smash it like a keyboard. The voice calls like Discord session that you suggested not too long ago, Mr. Coop. Stream capital stream times Naughty Boy Discord calls. We will do that at some point this month. What would I consider BNG? This one down here on ES, this one down here, 935 on NQ, 935 as well. Interestingly enough, let me just swap over to, oh wait, no I can't, can I? Doesn't work that way, actually, does it? Does it work that way? Oh, it does work that way. Okay, good. On ES, that run up was into a new week opening gap from the 10th of August. What other layouts do I have on there? Futures trading, indice comparison, which I never use. Futures trading was, I'm pretty sure, what I called the layout that I just used for volume profile stuff when I occasionally decide to mess around with it. Which is basically where I just put all the levels on there and then I don't check them for like a month. I don't like any of this here to short. Nothing in there screams to me time to short. I'm thinking 10:30 is a nice time. Nice time for it, so like we maybe get a stop run here, continue higher, and then short at 10:30, ideally. The 9:30 didn't do it. Open below swing lows. Let me look at NASDAQ. Yeah, no, because it would need to close. Even though it like did over here, I don't pay attention to if it did it over here. What it is, if it's the 9:30 one, is it needs to close. It needs to be near the like range of the previous day. I'm pretty sure. So it needs to like. This is the rules I remember from the video we did. It was something like opens, like say we opened here, and then the 9:30 candle came down and closed below like these highs. Then that would be the 9:30 fair value gap, would be the BNG. Like say we opened above all this buy side here, because these are relative equal highs. And then it opened above them and closed below them, and then like other way around for it, if it's below lows, opens below the lows and closes above them. Like while I was in Spain, I did another first presented fair value gap video, but after recording it, I was not feeling well in Spain, so like I was just mentally like not. It wasn't a good quality recording, in my opinion, because I was just mentally fried. I don't know. I've by no means gone off the first presented fair value gap. I still love it, but I don't trade off of it anymore. Well, I never really properly did. I mean, I did, but on an eval account, it was never something I would trade on a real funded account or XFA account. I just never had a model with it. I needed a specific rule-based if this then that model. I didn't know what I was looking for is the issue. I knew that I wanted to use the first presented fair value gap. I didn't put the work into it's my own fault realistically. I didn't put the work in to figure out like a model and frame it out and do the testing and have a simple like enter here, stop loss goes there type of model. And that just caused me to just trade terribly whenever I was trying to use a first presented. I thought I could just kind of what's the word? Kind of bullshit a model out of nowhere, like out of pure thin air, where I was basically saying like, oh, I'll just use the 2022 model on like a 30-second, 15-second chart, and the catalyst for the market structure shift being a first presented fair value gap. But yeah, not a legitimate model with any sort of testing or anything behind it other than just me being like, this is the model, guys. Let's see how it goes. Rape fest PDRA. I do think that I could. I do think that there is a model there. I just wouldn't be able to tell you what it is. And Dom P says, like, they do work, but they also don't work. Well, I mean, like everything. I think he just means that it, like, constantly gets ran through. Or is just unreliable, I guess. But we did manage to hook Dom P in with the PM one. That is a fact. And he will have no problem accepting that. I had him reeling him in with the PM BNG once upon a time. I wonder if I like go back and find Thursdays or Fridays. Fridays won't really matter because it'll be up there, but oh wait, no, yeah, never mind. It'll be from weeks ago, not one that is usable. Unreliable, yeah. A draw, not something to act on for me. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that method of using it. PM I liked, yeah. Don likes to return backside. Yeah. Because my markup on Friday, was it? You know, on Friday when I ended up trading... Oh no, was it Friday? Or was it Wednesday? Oh no. I'd be able to go and fight here, whatever day this was, Thursday. So when I switched and went to NQ on this day, because I was looking at high of day, I switched and went to NQ and never really looked back at ES. But if you... This is the first presented for ES that day. And if we extend that to the right, pretty cool delivery there. And then reaction away from it. Like, but again, like Don P says, that's a really nice draw. Doesn't really, like, offer anything as far as setup. Although it did there for a short. Yeah, I remember checking on that at the later portion of the day and being like, oh, that was cool. But it's always things like that, innit? It's always like with the first presented, it's always things like, oh, that was cool. Never like, oh, that's such an obvious setup. It's just like, oh, that was cool. Cool little reaction. Oh, you're a 5-minute chart trader now? Helped you a lot? Okay. So this 15-minute has respected quite nicely so far. I think if I was going to trade on one time frame, I'd probably choose the 15. 15 and 5 do work really nicely for trading like the entire day's range. Like if I was going to strictly trade like the whole day's range, I probably would not even go below the 5. I'd just stay on the 15 and the 5. 15 to identify like fair value gaps and draws and bias and all stuff like that, and then 5-minute or daily for bias, obviously. 15 for like, I guess, intraday bias and important levels intraday, like fair value gaps and smooth levels, and then 5-minute for entry. Okay, while this is I've needed to go to the toilet for like the past 15 minutes. While this is kind of just messing around in here, I'm going to quickly run to the toilet. I will be right back. I'm back, if it wasn't obvious. I hope to move up the ladder on the time frame. Yeah, I remember a lot of people always say that. Like, what's one thing I saw a guy say once, and I was like, it feels like a lot of people say that they say that you should start on the lower time frame so you get like so much more exposure, and then make your way up to the higher time frames to just trade like more quality setups and not have to put as much time in. I don't know. I don't know if I ever like agreed with that, just because I feel like there's a lot of psychological barriers to switching time frames that you're comfortable with. Like going from the 1 to the... If you told me I could only trade on the 15-minute, I would get so bored. But to be honest, it'd probably be a good thing for me, because I'd watch the charts a lot less. It's so much more stimulating watching the 1 minute charts, and well, obviously. But like if we had just sat here and watched, like, since I've been doing this stream, we would have seen like 4 candles print, including the one that we're on, compared to like 60 candles print. What's NQ been doing? Same sort of thing, just kind of stalling. Bull flag type movement. I might even look for a PM trade today, to be honest. I probably won't trade like the whole session. I'll just give it a little glance, like at 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30. Just a few glances throughout the PM session. See what happens. Well, I'll see what happens in the lunch hour first. If the lunch hour consolidates, then I'll look for like my classic. Well, in this day, it'll be like a PM high sweep, hopefully, and then short. Doodle doo doo. After the pre-market sweep, the retrace was 90 points. God damn. $52 points off a 1 minute inversion. That's crazy. Don P's short. The Wiz is short. Is that OTA? That looks like OTA of this range. Yeah. One hour fair value gap looks real nice as well there. Look at that 1 hour order block. Oh wow. High probability 1 hour order block right there. Very nice short catalyst. Was that, what was there on ES? Yeah, ES didn't get anywhere near that order block. Just stayed in this 15 minutes so far. Like I said, no real clean setup for me, at least, to short. Unless we start breaking away here. Then that's a potential. Ooh. Little neck crack. Geordie's jumping on the shorts now. Say hi to the BNG around lunchtime. That's my crystal ball. Okay. Oh. $40 in profit, stop hit. Not a bad trade. Not a bad trade. Do we have any... I feel like from what I remember there was a lot of 10 AM news drivers this week. We did today. Yeah, we got Jolts tomorrow. 8:30 we got on Siri. I did not say your name. Go away. Honestly. 8:30 and 10 AM on Thursday. Yeah, literally every day we have a 10 AM news driver apart from Friday. A very 10 AM sort of week. Okay, I want to. Let's see if this starts reacting here, or if it wants to go and grab those highs or not. Because I'm currently unconvinced on either side. But if it rejects here and starts going lower again, then I'd be confident that shorts are back in control. God, I just said that like a volume profile trader. Let me just rephrase that. I'd be convinced that the algorithm is seeking shorts, seeking sell-side liquidity. There we go. Going for 40 points is my norm now, just between a Knox trade and a Wiz trade. Made you laugh out loud. Nice, Journey. What a lovely green day for the boys. Okay, these fair value gaps got disrespected, so either we're consolidating or we're going for them highs, is my current thought process. I am tempted just to stick around. I don't know. Really, I should be calling it a day here, but I kind of want to stick around just in case we get like a late AM reversal. But like I said, this is absolutely what I was hoping for today, just because I didn't want ES to get my draw on the week on the first day of the week. That's always a bummer, because then you kind of have to just be like, well, I wonder what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. My target's been hit. I'll stick around for another sort of 10 minutes, maybe. See what it wants to do. If it wants to get up to them highs like pretty quick, it's going to be apparent if it's going for the highs or if it's consolidating like in the next 10 minutes. I don't like this PA now. Yeah, I don't blame you. It does look pretty consolidating. I'm gonna give it like 5-10 minutes. See if it wants to get up to them highs. If it does, I'll stay. If it's just gonna consolidate, I'll call it a day, and see you boys tomorrow, which will hopefully be a more high capital type of day, because today's just been a sit still day. For me, at least. Not for all you boys. All you boys have been making money. NQ 15-minute busy bounce. There's an emoji covering that thing on my chart. 15-minute busy bounce, but slowing down. The upside was an hourly Sibi and order block. Looks like stuck between two PD arrays, but I still see BNJ getting tapped this afternoon. Yeah, I mean, I'm still short bias on the day, so I would not be surprised. And I'm gonna check during the lunch hour. I have no doubt I'll get a Discord ping regardless. If it does get tagged. But for me, on NQ, obviously we had the very significant sell side sweep. So NQ is in a pretty tricky place because it's hard to judge. Since this target has been hit, it's hard to judge whether this is retracement into a premium and then continuation, or if it's going to outright reverse and go for these equal highs now. Very tricky spot for NQ. Which also kind of makes ES a tricky spot, because it's like, is ES going to also reverse if NQ does, or is that if NQ continues, then ES is going to also continue and go for these lows? Time will tell. I'm going to mark this what is it, 22nd of August, daily CB low. Just because while we might close below this CB, we have this BISI here, which could play a factor. Oh, now I'm going to need to go and anchor that to whatever actual price it should be anchored to. Oh, it's not that far off, to be fair. And get in your... Oh, where's my object tree gone? Okay, well that's worrying. It's been doing that recently. It's been doing this sort of glitch. If I closed the tab and reopened it, I'm sure it'd like fix itself, but... ES body's staying below -1 measured move. Is that bearish, I'm guessing, because they're staying below it. Like potentially reversing, I'm guessing you're saying. The 15-minute change in the state delivery would be this, right? Or would it be to there? Either of those, if I'm not mistaken. I think it'd be that. Oh, 5 minute. Still that, right? Have I measured that right or not? If not, then tell me the low, the time low that you measure it from, and the high. Oh wait, is it this? Wait, I think it's this now. It's to the open, right? Is that the right way? I think now I've done it the right way. Either way, I'm gonna call it a day, just because this seems to just be consolidating. 925 high, that's it. Okay, yeah. High, not the open, right? But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. This is just consolidating now, so I'm gonna give this a peek. Has this fixed itself yet? Nope. I'm gonna give this a peek later on, during the lunch and then during the PM, just to see what it's doing, and I will potentially short it, and if I do, then I'll let you boys know, obviously. But that's all from me today. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, same time, 9:20 in the morning. Other than that, have yourselves a lovely rest of your day. And if you're trading the PM session, then... Oh, the open, okay. Thanks, Journey. Yeah, if you're trading the rest of the day, then good luck, good trading. Catch you later, boys.